What's up, y'all? Joe, my recording, audio, everything good? Yes, it is. My caffeine. Alright. This one is kind of a response video. Well, that's basically what my Tuesday chat videos are mainly. They're all response videos to comments I can get. Sorry, still waking up. As you know, this question or a comment that I'm responding to is from our good buddy, Scott Legendre. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I enjoy the format you're creating. It's really nice just to hang and learn what you learn and learning, or check out what kind of entertainment is around you. Are you going to do any outdoor things? Yeah, hiking, roadside attractions. Additionally, I wouldn't mind hearing you talk a little about your workout routine if you're ever so inclined. Cool, thanks. First of all, most of all, thank you. I appreciate that you actually like what I'm doing, because I really don't know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Or I don't know, it's one of those things I just started doing, like just sharing every little thing I know through my YouTube channel, my experiences as I'm doing YouTube, right? And along with, like, you know, my experience as an editor, you know, everything I learned, I'm sharing it. That's basically what I'm doing, right? And yeah, just having a conversation. That's mainly all I'm doing here, is having a conversation with you guys, right? Obviously, whatever I do, you know, my weekends are never very set in stone. So I mean, whatever comes up, I'll film it and like I'll share, right? So that's not what. So whether it's hiking or just any other type of attractions, yeah, I mean, when it happens, I'll definitely film it and share it. Now, the main thing I want to focus on this video is question about me sharing my workout routines and all this stuff, right? I'm definitely okay with sharing that. I mentioned before how, like, by me seeing myself more on the internet, you know, on my own videos, like seeing myself physically, you know, I noticed like, oh shit, I need to like take care of myself better, right? I didn't look too good when like I was overweight, you know, I'm all drinking a lot, or not really taking consistent showers, or you know, not actually wearing a nicer shirt, you know. My hair usually kind of messed up sometimes, so I'm all right, wear a hat just to make myself look more decent, you know, whatever. So I put the jewelry in, so you know, little things like that I started to do to like basically have a better image on my videos, right? Because it does fuck with you when you start to edit your videos, right? Now, with the whole thing with weight and this stuff, now me trying to lose weight is nothing new. It's actually something I've been trying to do for like the longest time. Like I tried like different approaches on food and diet, you know, plans, you know, just routines, this and that. I tried like diets where I'll eat as much as I can in the morning, you know, and then like once it's 12 o'clock, I'll cut myself off, you know, almost like a fasting kind of thing. You know, I did try to go to a gym before Planet Fitness. That's where I'm going at the moment. I went to Choose Fitness, and you know, I tried going in weird times of the day, you know, late at night. I go in the afternoons with my girlfriend when like she get off work. Try going like in the mornings and stuff like that. And like in regards to gym, the time that works for me at the moment is early in the morning, right? But I'll get into that later. There's something mainly I want to talk about, in particular about getting into a routine of doing exercise and diet and losing weight, that I think is something that doesn't get brought up a lot when people are watching videos and like learning how to diet, or you know, finding an exercise routine that works for them. And then it's mainly this: if you guys ever watch any of those like weight loss, you know, video movies, you know, shows, you know, The Biggest Loser, My 600-Pound Life, you know, those TV shows, obviously it has to deal with people like, you know, trying to lose weight. They're struggling, they're doing what they can, right, to get their life back in order. And usually the parts where they talk about, okay, what happened, how did they get there, you know, what caused them to get to a point where they just ate a lot of food. And usually there's always like some form of childhood trauma involved, right? Unfortunately, yes, there's like the careless person where they just eat junk food, they don't care, and this and that. But this kind of goes with what I'm trying to get at. With these people, say, that are trying to lose weight, or that, say, like in My 600-Pound Life or The Biggest Loser, say if like they're talking to the man and they ask, okay, what happened to you? You know, usually there's some form of like childhood abuse from the father or the mother or something like that. So as a defense mechanism, the male will start to consume more food to get bigger, you know, and it became like a defense mechanism, feeling like the bigger he is, the more he'll be able to defend himself, right? Or to take the punches or whatever, right? Same thing with the women, you know, unfortunately, say they get like sexually assaulted, you know, by family members or something, and then like, so they start to consume a lot of food to make themselves look unattractive, you know, they get themselves bigger, you know, and, you know, that's an unfortunate thing, obviously, but, you know, it's almost like they start to consume food or do things to themselves to make themselves either unattractive, or to look or be more intimidating because they're larger, right? Obviously, those eating habits, they continue into adulthood, and they get to a point where like, ooh, they're in a very bad state of life, right? They're just overweight. Now they're struggling with their eating habits, right? And that's, I think, the thing that people need to start with if you want to like lose weight. At least that's what I did. Actually, that's probably like the hardest thing I had to do first is basically, fix this. When you want to talk about diet, you gotta get rid of all the bad shit that's in your head and your environment to begin with. Now, what I mean by that, again, I'm only can use myself as an example and share with you my experiences and what I've learned, and then you can just take what you can learn from that, right? I'm not gonna try to like say, oh, what you need to do, I'm not gonna do that. This is what I did, so hopefully whatever I did can influence you to get you on the right track. Now, I grew up in a bad environment, bad neighborhood, and, the home wasn't pleasant growing up. I'm not gonna get too much into detail of that, so I just gave up on myself and in life in general, and I used booze to get by, right? So I got addicted to booze. And then, like, with a lot of things that comes with booze, a lot of bad choices, eating habits, waking up sick, sleeping in a lot or whatever. I didn't really have like a good productive lifestyle, mainly after high school and mainly a good chunk of my 20s, right? It wasn't until like, 30s I started to like really work on myself, right? I started to do a lot of more self-care, started reading a lot of like self-help books, like I try to understand my situation, like, why the fuck am I like this? And it hit me. I have issues from my past that were unresolved, and then like once I got to a point where I realized my situation in the sense of like what was going on in my head, I was like, oh shit, it was literally like one of these situations. It's like I was blind, with a certain state of mind, because like I was very negative, and like when I realized what's going on mentally, it was like the shades came off my head, and I was like, oh fuck, everything makes sense. I understand better what happened to me from an outside looking in kind of thing. And then like once I had that understanding, I'm able to like make better choices of what to do, in the sense of like, okay, I can like stop talking to this person or reduce my contact with this person. I can get myself out of that situation that's making me unhappy and all that stuff like that. So there's a lot that you need to work on yourself first before you can get to a point where you want to lose weight. Because if you don't love yourself first mentally, if you have a negative image of yourself, if you surround yourself with like negative people that just feed into that negative self-image that you got, you're not gonna get anywhere, right? And that's like, I guess, like the first thing you need to do really if you want to like lose weight. And that's the thing that I guess it's probably gonna be the hardest part, in my opinion, right? I don't know. I was thinking of like the Nutty Professor, like the family dinner scene where like everybody's sitting together and like they're all eating a lot of food and stuff like that. That home environment, if people grew up in that environment and they want to change, then you're gonna be like going against like the status quo of that house, and then people can like look at you as you being an outsider. Who are you? What are you doing? It's like almost that peer pressure you to continue this like lifestyle that has been created in the house, which is consuming a lot of food, right? That could be a problem. If you need to get yourself out of that situation, it's gonna be difficult, right? You need to like really analyze yourself and your situation at home, and you need to make the changes. If the people you live with are not respecting your new life, then you got to set some boundaries. Whether it's like, I don't know, maybe don't eat with them when it's time for dinner. You just make your own dinner and go by yourself. I don't know, anything that works for you, right? Or if you're in a situation, say like you're living at your parents' house, you've been wanting to move out, then that's time to do it, and do what you got to do. And now you're outside of like that environment where it could be toxic, both mentally and physically, because they're forcing you to eat a lot of food. Me being Hispanic is like, oh, you look too skinny, here, eat food. There's a lot of that shit, right? Also, like, water, instead of drinking actual water, they drink Coke all the damn time. Coca-Cola, that's fucking like, a Hispanic thing. So, a lot of tortillas, carbs, corn-based stuff, tamales, all this shit. So what's my routine? Well, at the moment, this is it. Monday mornings, I wake up at 5. By the time it's 5:30, I'm at the gym. I'm going to a Planet Fitness that's nearby. I go on the treadmill and I walk on it for like a mile, right? There's like a little dial telling me what's my how much of a distance I've been walking. So once I reach a mile, which usually takes me about 20 minutes or so of walking, I stop the treadmill. Then Mondays is leg day. Tuesday morning I do the same thing. Wake up at 5, get to the gym at 5:30, go on the treadmill. But then like on Tuesday it's a core day. I work on my abs, and machines that have to do with doing sit-ups or whatever, right? Wednesday, same thing. Wake up at 5. I go to like the gym at 5:30, go on the treadmill again. Then after that I work on my upper body, arms, upper back, like my chest area, that kind of shit. That's Wednesday. Thursday, I stay at home. But I wake up at 5. Then at 5:30, there's like YouTube channels I follow, and I do yoga because I'm already sore from like doing Monday being leg day, Tuesday being, core day, abs and lower back. Then Wednesday it's upper body, arms and chest. So Thursday I do yoga. I stretch out my body, because I sit a lot, obviously. So I follow this one person. Her name is Yoga with Adriene. Talk about being like doing shit out of your comfort area, which is another thing. Again, going back to the mental thing, you're doing things that's out of your comfort because, me sitting here playing video games for hours and eating junk food, I mean, that could be a form of comfort, but it's definitely not healthy, right? So by me taking the time to do yoga, you're putting yourself in weird positions that you never think a straight male would do, and then like you're feeling uncomfortable. But when you do the yoga poses and you stretch yourself out, you feel good, and I like it, right? So that's kind of like what I do for myself, is do yoga, right? I started doing yoga and I can feel the difference. I especially focus on my lower back because I definitely dealt with a lot of back pains, stiffness and shit like that. So I do a lot of yoga that involves like stretching out my lower back area. And at the moment, I'm getting some muscle. Alright, to end the video, I just want to end with this. Even though that's my routine at the moment, it's not something that I'm kind of like set in stone. It's just at the moment it works for me. But when I move, I'm thinking about actually ditching my gym membership and then just focus on going to the gym at our new apartment area where we're gonna move to, right? And they have better equipment than do here. Is bigger weights, treadmills, the bikes, all the good stuff, a swimming pool. So I want to focus more, taking advantage of that, just to save myself some money, also time. So I might have to switch up some things where, like, instead of going to the gym in the morning, I will still wake up, I'll get some work done, and then like maybe sometime in the afternoon I'll stop working and go to the gym for a bit and come back and finish working or something. But at the moment, that's my routine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Monday, it's a leg day. Tuesday, core day. Wednesday, upper body day. Then Thursday is yoga day. And just importantly, also I count my calories using like apps. At the moment, I use like my Fitness Pal. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's called my Fitness Pal. At the moment, I don't recommend it. I'll try to look for something else. But like, I was using this app, but then like they totally changed their terms and policy and all that stuff, and they really want to push you to like get a membership, which is fine. But for me, like, I'm not really a health pro in any manner, so I don't need it that much. Also, I'm at a point now where like after like doing what I've been doing in the sense of like watching my food, I kind of have a good idea of what I can eat. And that's another thing, you kind of have to learn to cut out shit. Beer is one of them. I cut out beer. Carbs, I'm cutting out big time, right? I don't really eat rice anymore. Breads is rare, to be honest. Chips every now and then, but I mean, I'll go just get like the little small bag and see if I'm out, if I want to get something to snack on. But for the most part, we don't bring chips in the house anymore. Now, when me and my girlfriend, we go out and eat, we just share plates. We don't really like eat massive bowls of stuff. We wouldn't do that anymore. We try to avoid that, and actually we do avoid it, and we don't eat stuff. We buy a plate, say like a burger, we cut it in half and we share it now. So, we're doing that. That's another thing, like you start to learn, my gut has shrunk to the point where like if I eat like I used to, my stomach will hurt. So I can't do that anymore. So yeah, your body, you have to pay attention to yourself on what works and what doesn't, do things that is comfortable for you and what you're able to do with your life and your schedule, right? Because, everybody's different, obviously. So yeah, my routine is what works for me, but most importantly, if anything, like what I encourage you to do if you want to try to like get to that goal of losing weight, work on yourself first mentally. Obviously, talk to a doctor, make sure to see where you're at, and see where your cholesterol level is at and all the good stuff. And if you need to talk to a therapist to talk about any traumas you gotta work out, go for it. If you're not into that, go on YouTube, search up certain topics of people that have grew up with your situation, whatever it may be, whatever situation you may have grown up with. If there's a reason why you're at a certain position that you are with yourself physically and your weight, work on that. Then you can like work on the physical because work inside out. Once the head is straight, then everything else kind of like lands into place. So I see it. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Thanks for hanging out with me for a bit, and I appreciate the comment, buddy, and hope this video helps. Take care and peace.